We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Are you avoiding the fun or reducing your income because you're afraid to be in public? Not because you're insociable or because you're sickly, but because you believe that you could become a victim of a virus? Dr. Moreno, the creator of Method Moreno, simplifies terms associated with COVID and diseases induced by vaccines, while showing proven methods that enable you to strengthen your immunity, reverse the conditions originating after vaccines, and interpret the repetitive words of media with confidence. Release your fears by becoming more knowledgeable with How to Minimize Dis-ease, enhanced by Vaccine Association.
Welcome to another episode, 152, The Power of Intention, with your host with the most, Haru, the Modern Monk, your cannabis fitness strategist, back at it again, here with you, here for you, tuning in, tuning up. Billions informed per day keeps the stupidity away. Now, shout out to all those who's been supporting the podcast show and the videos and the content and whatnot. Thank you for all your feedback. Hopefully you checked out my last podcast show with Lisa Wimberg, the founder of Neural Sculpting Institute. And I'm definitely a big fan. Been following her since a few years now, since 2017. Definitely been a big fan of her processes and understanding how the mind works and how you can actually accomplish that for yourself as well. And that's usually what the content I've been kind of focusing on, based within the fitness realm. So let's jump into this show, The Power of Intention, with our 152nd episode. Intention is a set of thoughts or motives that underline a person's actions and behaviors as well, right? It embodies the fundamental purpose or goal that propels you to engage in specific actions, meaning certain actions that you want to move forward to or move forward with. For example, I'm a writer. So what I do usually in the morning, I'm getting up in the morning and I'm doing my normal ritual, at least 30 to an hour, just writing, right? Just writing content, just writing the content that I'm actually focusing on, or tuned into, right? So you kind of setting those intentions, you're setting those parameters, you're setting those goals for yourself and kind of visualizing at the same time. And we're going to get more deeper into that. This provides us with insight into why we exhibit in certain behaviors towards our future self. And this is basically what I'm breaking down. You kind of pushing that future self. You're creating that future self with some, I guess, boundaries. That's basically what you're doing with the intentions. You're setting boundaries for yourself. A beautiful quote was quoted by Seneca. He said, "Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power." Let me reread that. Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power. Seneca. Now, basically breaking that down, it obviously is Stoicism. Now, recently I've been getting more into Stoicism, even though I'm a big component of the metaphysical world, right? In the philosophy that is the foundational aspect of Stoicism, all these philosophies. Basically, you can go back further and further to the Kemetic knowledge, right? The Kemetic knowledge or metaphysical, they got plenty of phrases for them now. The esoteric knowledge, however you want to look at it, but it basically comes from the same foundation. And that's basically what Stoicism is. They just had their type of approach they was utilizing there. I figure I can speak more Stoicism because a lot of you are based on the understanding of Seneca, based on Marcus Aurelius. These are particular promoted in our schoolhouses, right? These are the stories they tell you about, yada yada yada. So you're familiar with those particular subject matters or particular figureheads, right? Even though some of them may existed, some of them may not existed. That would be telltale, even though we do have some written works, and obviously it's certain things that people dictated themselves, you know, interpretations and all that stuff, like Muhammad, if you want to go with that, like this so-called Jesus character, and there's many other characters in that realm. But that's a whole nother subject. Let me get back on the subject matter at hand. Intentions, the power of intentions. Intentions are your intended purpose, can serve as a highly valuable or potent instrument in reshaping your subconscious mind. Other qualities to construct an improved version of yourself, right? So basically what you're doing is improving, you're reshaping, you're reprogramming, you're relearning, you're reframing your subconscious mind to actually access this information or skill base that you want to, or behaviors that you want to trigger within your subconscious mind, or your actions or your behaviors, right? Given that would all tend to develop a habitable patterns, so you tend to create these habits. It's critical to allocate it and dedicate time. This is where that commitment comes in, right? That commitment, that dedicated time, that focused time, that deliberate practice, as they talk about, or that mastery, understanding that mastery after them 10,000 hours, whatnot. You know, this is the case with the intentions. It's the same basics, right? So to elaborate, discipline is skill that requires learning. You need to invest in time by being consistent, much like the concept of chronos, meaning time of in Greek, right? The consistency is the vital for immersing yourself into focused, profound work aligned with your predefined objectives. In other words, your focus must be aligned with the particular skill base or particular focus that you want to set for that end result, even though it's never an end point. That's one of the things we got to realize. It's never an end point. As soon as you hit this end point, obviously it's going to be another particular objective or goal that you want to achieve, or outcome you want to achieve. You know, that's what's so beautiful about life. Life is transferable, right? Energy is transferable. Energy is transmutated. It just changes, right? And that's basically the same thing we're dealing with right now with our intentions, with our reshaping our behaviors and creating consistency throughout your lifestyle anyway, period, right? So here are a few challenges I wanted to kind of test you on, or craft some intentions along some of the, and I'm, sharing these with you, some challenges that we come up against when it comes to intentions. And I'm going to share with you after this particular propose of problems. I want to give you some solutions. So overthinking is often one of those particular issues that we're analyzing, paralyzing, and all the rest of that ties in, right? About where, the what, the how, and our intentions. One thing I was talking about too on a prior video, I was talking about the how. The how usually is the impact or the influence of fear. You know what I'm saying? Because we're always in that mindset, and this is where the emotions come in. Your emotions are kind of dictated by the empathy, or by certain things, how you're feeling. Even though that feeling really, a lot of times it never comes to tuition unless you're actually focusing on that particular issue. So it leads to stress, it leads to anxiety, it leads to mental fatigue, right? So something to think about. Moreover, unrealistic expectations are presented in other stumbling blocks too. We establish these goals and these intentions, and then we think, how important are they? But we tend to put these realistic, non-measurable elements in front of us too, to get our desired outcome. So sometimes we put ourselves in these situations where it's like unbelievable, crazy. It's not gonna happen in 2 minutes. It's not going to happen in 3 minutes. It's not going to happen in, you know what I'm saying? You got to have some kind of realistic, measurable alignment with what your intentions are focused on, right? So the goals, we have these ambition. Ambition is one of those particular issues that I do have. I'm very ambitious type of person. I do like moving forward, keeping it moving, regardless of what the situation outcome come in. And that's where you have to set up an understanding of non-judgment, or whatever the turnout may be. And it caused a lot of frustrating disappointments, sense of failure, even though failure is a lesson. It's a valuable lesson within a lesson, right? So these are certain things we gotta kind of take on. Then you get caught up into these holes, right? Not being flexible. You know what I'm saying? Resisting the change, resisting that change of you want to stay rigid. You got that mentality to stay rigid. This is the plan. I'm going to stick to the plan. I'm not changing up. I'm not going to go to no A, no B, no C, no D. I'm just going to stick to this A and keep going and keep moving. And usually that perspective kind of defeats the purpose, right? Take you out of that. It got so much pressure on you. You're stressing. You're causing anxiety, and you put that pressure on other people too, who actually are affected by you or by some kind of that energy, right? So kind of tune into that as well. Then you tend to get burnt out. This is where another thing you could come, and one of the things I want to push out there, even with these jobs are burning you out. They don't know until the last minute, till people are really screaming and flipping out when they got so much pressure going on within their not just their home life, but then when you come into work, you're dealing with all this other crap, bullshit. Most of it's bullshit, keep it real with you. And it's amazing because they really think you just gotta, go through it. Just take it as it is and this and that. What is up with that culture too? That's one of the things I don't understand about these job cultures. They put so much pressure on you. They don't make it and maybe they don't pus to make it satisfying for you, but that's the problem with these jobs. They got you where you don't want to be there anymore. Your mindset is there. It's not fun anymore. You're not wanting to engage. I talked about this in the bullshit jobs, right? Episode. I forgot what episode it was. I think it was maybe 100 and something, 109, somewhere around there. But I'm talking about bullshit jobs and how a lot of these jobs are bullshit, even on the technical levels, are a lot of bullshit. Everything is obviously just kind of like the entrepreneur journey too. Everything is boring, you know what I'm saying? But the one thing about the entrepreneur boring, it actually challenges you to learn and take your game to the next level, because you're not relying on a company that get rid of you in 2 seconds, right? 2 minutes. Oh, because you fucked up. Now we don't want you no more. We don't need you anymore. You know what I'm saying? We can go ahead and get a minimum wage and keep it moving, right? Get us another minimum wage replacement and keep it moving. With an entrepreneur mindset, you definitely got to be pretty rigid in certain areas in your life. You know what I'm saying? You got to be consistent. You got to have certain capabilities of understanding what, when, where, and why, and how. And it's a lot of fear that goes on within an entrepreneur's mind. I mean, don't take me wrong. It's nothing that you always got some kind of problem you got to take care of. And that's the whole point. You got to take care of it, manage it, handle your business, be the leader that you are, and take care of business. So intentional thinking can be limited too. It can take down that impulse, that creativity that you do have. Some cases you're overthinking. Like I said earlier, you're overthinking. You're going the extreme of overthinking, overlooking, causing your innovations and these approaches to be missed opportunities, right? Missed opportunities, somebody might have a good opportunity that you didn't take the time to listen to it. But some cases, a lot of that time, you got to tell people no, because you want to focus on you. That's the whole thing about the intentions, about visualization, about manifesting. You're just focusing on the concept of knowing you. I am that I am. I am money. I am love. I am peace. I am happiness. These are the certain things you got to start dwelling on. I am confident. You know what I'm saying? I'm a valuable man. These are the things that you should be with the self-talk element. This is what intention brings on to the game, right? So when you start really taking care of these issues, you start really understanding, okay, it is a limit of time if you make that limit of time, right? But the key thing is, I think we delay the time with all the bullshit, thinking we're going to be left out of something. That's what's another thing I think we don't really think about. We think we're going to be left behind. Okay, what are they doing at this time? That's why I think the addiction of the phones and computers and all these tablets and stuff, I think that's the addiction, right? That's one of the addictions. What are they up to? Anybody give me a like on this particular page or this particular post I posted up? You know what I'm saying? That fast instant gratification. Yeah, that's part of the trigger, and that's part of the food. That's part of the dopamine effect, as they talk about the dopamine effect, you know. And sometimes we're sacrificing those particular issues, right? When you taking those, obviously when you taking the time, you know, you're missing out on joyful experiences. You're missing out on certain happiness. But see, the whole point of paying the price, I would say paying the price, because you're actually spending time, quality time of building your character, right? That's really where it comes down to, building your character, building your communication skills, building your networking skills, building your understanding of other people, building an understanding of yourself, right? So I can't explain or improvise enough the intentional thinking, right? When you're communicating with close friends, this is another thing. You're communicating with close friends and family members, and you know, in some cases you feel when you're explaining to them or sharing with them some of your intentions, it's like you're wasting space. You know what I'm saying? You're wasting trying to convey this message to them, or delivering a message to them that, okay, we know you don't have nothing to do with this. You don't care how I truly really feel, right? Most of the time they don't. Certain family members, certain friends, you know, even though you do share it. I'm a Sagittarius, so that's part of my personality is, you know, I keep secrets, but at the same time, it's like I'm straight up. I don't got time for the bullshit, even though I think a lot of our conversations could be bullshit with certain people we're working with or within that realm. Even though I got a small circle of friends and family I really interact with, if that makes sense. Hopefully most of you do. You know, like they say, it's the 5 you hang around with, right? Most 5 you hang around with is pretty much dictating your future. So just consider the aspects of what intentional thinking is itself inherently problematic. It can be. You know, problems emerge, becomes imbalanced too, improperly applied when you apply them in the wrong when you apply them into the wrong energy, or what they say, the swine, as that saying in the Bible, they talk about why give your jewels to swine, something like that. I'm just paraphrasing, but at the same time, y'all know where I'm coming from. Because you drop a lot of jewels. A lot of us are dropping a lot of jewels, especially if you have a lot inherited in you. Because I like my solitude, right? I like being by myself, because I understand I'm listening to my high ether. And it was a question I was asked the other day from a good friend. He asked me, he was like, well, where do you think our thoughts come from? You know, and I said, well, me personally, what I've been resonating with, I think our thoughts come from the ether. It comes from the consciousness, our universal consciousness, right? If you want to call it God, Yahweh, whoever, whatever you want to identify it from. But overall, it comes from the ether. It comes from everyone. We are one. We're universe. You know what I'm saying? We are one. So our thoughts are there. We're just tapping into back, or triggering back our thoughts, right? Our intentions, our goals, our outcomes, even our inventions. When relativity, when you talk about relativity, and it now it kind of makes sense with relativity, because it's relevant to whoever coming up with that concept. You see what I'm saying? That's where it's relevant to. That's where I think Mr. Einstein was coming from, especially at that time. Because when you look at the history of Mr. Einstein too, he wasn't really into, even though he was physics, high in physics and all that other certain subject matters, but it was like certain things that he did do. He did listen to his he utilized his imagination. And that's basically where I think where we have allowed this school system to destroy or take us away from our understanding when it comes to that. So So here's some solutions. Here's some solutions I want to throw out there as far as effectiveness with your intentions and your kind of your purpose, focusing on your purpose. And purpose is going to be another subject matter. I did talk about it a little bit in a couple podcasts back, but I definitely want to talk more, go deeper and diving into that particular subject matter, because purpose does have its place, right? Purpose does have its place, and a lot of times you don't know your purpose until you get I think till you go through some things. You got to experience it. You got to experience some things before you can actually understand your purpose, your lifestyle, what you truly are here for, you know. So let's strengthen. The first thing is strengthening and clarifying your manifestation of your goals and outcomes. You have to have an understanding of what really, how clear you want to be with your intentions. You know what I'm saying? And what is this impact? How is it going to impact others? How is it going to impact you first and foremost? Okay. Intent is actually a psychological and a philosophical concept that is related to and associated with mindfulness, personal development, and law of attraction, right? And we talked about some of these particular methods or techniques as we talk about. And I love what Lisa was talking about, Lisa Winberg, when she was talking about in neurosculpting, the aspect of personal development, self-help is good, but they don't really get to the operational system, meaning the operation of the neuron system within us, right? How we can reprogram that to really start paying attention to the personal development characteristics that we want to build on, certain soft skills that we want to build on, communication skills, listening skills, relationship skills, boundaries, right? Expectations, certain things that we want within ourselves that we should be sharing with others as well, or want to be clear with others. And that's basically what we're talking about, the clarity. Okay, the concept, this concept can take center stage in podcasting, directing your attention towards your intention. In order to obtain significant impact on your reality, you transform outcomes into genuine experiences, meaning you're actually creating this reality. And now here you got the steps where you can go or take people through to understand, here's my experience, this is what have happened to me, this is what I've got, this is the result I've got out of doing this. And everyone's interpretation is totally different, right? But at the same time, we all still have an understanding of a foundational aspect when it comes to your operational system, right? We all got the neurons, we all got the brain cells that's producing 24/7, meaning the neurogenesis, right? And I'm going deeper into these subject matters too. I got this thesis I've been sharing with people, even though it's like way over people's head, and I don't think they're receiving it yet till I really break it down in simple terms. What I mean by evolution of anomalies, right? And how is it breaking down with this atomic environmental intelligence. And what I mean by that, this environment we're creating around us, this pharmaceutical, this this so-called artificial intelligence, you know what I'm saying? What we have, what's affecting our thinking, our mind, even with all these electronic devices going on, what is it doing to our mental? Right? What is it doing to our mental? The food, what is it doing to our mental? These are certain things that I'm going to be diving more into. Yeah, actually, you're going to be seeing subject matters, even with certain paradigm shifts that's going on amongst us. We don't really pay no attention until the last minute, kind of like Anti-Fragile, like he talks about in certain issues in that book, particularly. And I'm going to do a nice book review on that book, because that's definitely a interesting kind of take on how life is actually impacting you. So let's talk about some of the aspects, what establish some of the groundwork of your intentions. So releasing attachments, embracing potential outcomes of what you might receive involves entrusting yourself to the unfolding journey. So what I meant by that, to break it down in simple more terms, having faith in yourself, having faith in your process, having faith in your concepts and ideas, and actually doing the homework to actually take it to that next level, right? To be able to build a foundation with re-understanding your belief systems, right? Reframing those belief systems. These are certain things that we must do. Okay, finding alignment, finding higher alignment in your purpose entails linking your values, understanding your principles, going back. That's what I talk about in Confessions of the Subconscious Mind of an Athlete. Really going back to these principles that replay it within your mind, replay within your structure, replay within your lifestyle. And that strikes super chords because it brings these certain frequencies that we don't really think about, but these frequencies that actually make us more conducive, make us more eligible, make us more higher understanding, where the frequencies were higher frequencies. So the higher energy we get, the higher knowledge we're actually gaining, right? So therefore it helps out with that self-improvement. Taking action, right? Taking action on these processes of intentions. So you got to make these steps. You got to put positive fuel in there to be able to get positive fuel, right? Positive outcomes. We call them, some people call them miracles, but they're anticipations, they're sequenicities, and paying attention to these sequenicities. Strengthening and reshaping your subconscious mind. That involves, re-understanding or reevaluating your beliefs, reevaluating your habits, cultivating your self-motivation, your inspiration, getting around people that actually going to push that motivation and challenge that motivation, right? Challenge you to be able to step your game up. Because like I said, every day is always a challenge, right? It's just how you approach it. Alice in Wonderland. The journey continues. The rabbit hole goes deeper, right? The rabbit hole goes deeper. Your mind is so amazing, people. Your mind is so amazing how deep you can go. The deeper realms that actually exist within you. It's crazy. So conveyance of energy. Like I was talking about earlier, your frequencies. These are things, the vibration. Adding more positive vibration, and obviously meditation helps out with that. Certain grounding techniques help with that. You know what I'm saying? The wisdom, and when I'm saying wisdom, action of taking the time to work out, taking the time to add more value to your life, and working the game of life. That's basically the game of life. Being more self-talk, self-positive talk, right? Looking in the mirror, saying you love yourself. You know what I'm saying? You care for yourself. You're the man. You're the woman. You know what I'm saying? You are the God. You are the master. You must believe in that. Believe in yourself, right? Because nobody else is going to believe in you. Only you. You have that ability, right? So this definitely understanding where you're taking that attitude of gratitude, thankful for the things that you do have, and thankful for the things that you're going to be creating or influencing or impacting, right? Then you got the theory of atomic. This word I was saying about my atomic environmental intelligence resonates strongly within the human consciousness, because you have this environment, this emotional intelligence environment, the social intelligence environment, the environment in general, right? This behavioral environment, and all these impact your life. But do you really take the time, cognitively taking the time to really understand what's going on around you, with your faith, with your belief, the potency, your confidence, what is the fruit you're bearing? That's the key thing. What is the fruit you're bearing? What is the fruit that you're actually able to see when people are like talking about you and giving you an opportunity, or you don't see the opportunity, vice versa? So how constructive are you? So, and the last but not least, but aligning yourselves as well with your specific goal, directing that, nurturing it, fostering and realizing what this goal is really about. How can you go about it with being able to concentrate and put that focus within this particular intention, right? That energy, bringing that energy live, making that any kind of energy is live anyway, is living, right? So it cultivates that connection, It cultivates that desire. It impacts that goal, right? What that goal or desired outcome that you're actually focusing on, you know. And then the key element to all intention really is clarity. Having clarity for not just yourself, but everything around that particular intention, you know. Aligning everything, your thoughts. And don't take me wrong, this is seriously a challenge. I mean, I'm doing it too. This is seriously a challenge. So what I want to do in this conclusion of this particular show, I want to challenge you, a 7-day mental challenge. 3 techniques I want you to utilize or add in your toolbox, your mental toolbox. Visualization, affirmation, and journaling. These have been one of the detrimental, powerful tools that I've been using on a daily basis that actually been creating or reframing the subconscious mind, right? My subconscious mind and vice versa. Because that's really the whole point. Understanding the subconscious mind, the power of the subconscious mind, and how to utilize that. So what are the exercises? First and foremost, 15 minutes. Take 15 minutes to visualize a powerful, detailed image of what you desire, right? So you can close your eyes and imagine you already achieving your intention or this particular outcome or goal. Engage all your senses. Work on engaging all your senses. The smell, the sound, you know what I'm saying? The look, the feel. You know what I'm saying? Get as detailed as you can. Hence pictures, hence visual boards. These will help you engage and actually align yourself with that program of visualization, right? And it really increases the motivation too, because then you start looking for, when you're going on your walks, you start looking for things to add to that visualization, right? To that particular outcome, to that particular goal. So take 15 minutes, visualization of that image, and be as detailed as you can, utilizing certain senses, smell, touch, look, feel, however you want to look at it. Make it as vivid as you can, right? So the second step I want you to do in this 7-day challenge, take 15 minutes to say affirmations, right? A positive statement that reinforce. And what I've been using the 3-6-9 method. Known, or concept known from Tesla's particular method. And it's basically writing down your affirmation 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, and at night 9 times, right? So you can use that same method, but if you choose to do it, you know, by heart, or listen to it, or read it on something, you know, you may read this statement, put it up on your mirror, or even reading it in your little journal. That's going to be the next step. And just reflect on that and repeat them daily. Repeat them daily for 15 minutes, preferably in front of a mirror. That would be awesome. You know what I'm saying? So you could kind of see the feel and the energy and the you know, the thought. You know what I'm saying? Even the mannerisms of how you looking, you know, how you looking, how you expressing, because this builds that confidence. That's what's cool about it. It builds that confidence. And repeating it too, because you tend to, what's funny about it, you tend to speak it when you're talking to friends and family. You tend to start speaking. Here's that confidence that you're building over the days, you know, as you're doing this particular challenge, you know. So the third step would be, take 15 to 30 minutes every morning. I would do this every morning. Write 15 to 30 minutes just journaling, reflecting on what's going on with you. Take a few minutes and just write. Morning pages, as Julia, I forgot her last name, but she talks about this process she does in the morning. Just journaling. She just write down what comes to her mind. Just write what comes to your mind, right? And then you kind of get some clarity and focus of where you're at. That's the one thing you can do. But my point is, if you want to focus on your intentions, Write those intentions down, your thoughts, the emotions, the obstacles that come to mind. Brainstorming. This is where brainstorming works really well for me. I do a lot of brainstorming, so I'm writing this down, getting more clarity, doing mind maps, developing my self-awareness. And it serves as a reminder and commitment to your intentions too. This is what's so beautiful about a journaling. So take 15 to 30 minutes to journal. So let me wrap it up. As I conclude, I want you to take the time with this particular with this particular process, 7-day mental challenge. I want you to visualize it, affirmations, and journaling. All of them 15 to 30 minutes. If you could take the time, make the time. I would challenge you to make the time, kind of like the challenges I have done in the past. Make the time and make it a part of your daily routine. These are the things that I don't think we really pay attention to. When you start making it part of your daily routine, your habits start developing. You start getting more clear. You know what I'm saying? You start getting more clarified of what you want to do, how things are working, and how things come into existence. It's no miracles. You've been looking forward to this. No coincidence. No synchronicities. This is what time it is. This is what the universe is giving you, what you giving it. Right? So until next time, love, happiness. If you know somebody who can benefit from my shows, please send over my podcast shows to them. You can always email me. If you definitely have some feedback and you want to know some things, let me know what's up. Contact me, vice versa. You got all the information. Much love. Have a great day. Stay strong. Peace. I'm out. Hotep. Are you looking to take your fitness and wellness to the next level? Do you want to learn from the best trainers and coaches in the industry? From the comfort of your own home, look no further than You Are the Gym Club Academy online courses. Our courses offer a comprehensive and personalized approach to fitness and wellness with expert guidance and support every step of the way. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned pro, we have courses that suit your needs and goals. From strength training and conditioning to mental health to mindfulness. And the best part, you can access our courses anytime, anywhere, on any device. With our flexible and convenient online platform, you can learn at your own pace and on your own schedule, making it easier than ever to prioritize your health and wellness. So what are you waiting for? Invest in yourself and join the You Are the Gym Club Academy community today at youarethegymclubacademy.onlinecoursehosts.com.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.